How do I target custom audiences? That is today's question. What's up, ad assassins? Welcome to another awesome tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about targeting different audiences on Facebook. So the first part of the video, I'm going to show you guys some very tactical stuff that you guys can do as far as how to target people and how you're actually going to use that inside of the Business Manager. And then I'm going to give you a little sneak preview of some of the other features that Facebook has inside of the Business Manager, where you can do a lot of research on your target demographic, and it gives you a lot more insight on who these people actually are. So let's go ahead and hop right into it and start off with our tactical stuff. So here we are inside of the Facebook Business Manager, and let's go ahead and click on my test account here. And we're going to pretend that we're going to create an ad. And from that, I'm going to show you guys where you can actually do this stuff and how that helps you. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into a lead generation campaign. Let's make this as real as possible. Continue. And after you do the campaign level, so you see over here on the other side, there's 3 different levels. You have the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level. So the targeting options are held on the ad set level, okay? So your campaign, we already went through that. We selected lead generation. Now on the ad set level, this is where we're going to choose our targeting options. Okay, so let's go ahead and go down, and let's go ahead and go right here to our audience section. So this is our custom audience section, and there's a couple different options you guys can see. Actually, quite a few different variations of options. You have your custom audience, which you can choose here, and this is going to be a custom audience like I created in the previous video. So if you guys were watching the custom audiences for lead forms, this is where you could actually place that custom audience. And there's a lot of other alternative options you could use, like email lists or previous clients or pixel data, anything like that. If you guys are interested in like pixel data or email audiences, go ahead and comment down below and let me know, and I'll try to make a video on that as well. So here is our first targeting option, and I'm sure you guys have seen this. I'm going to go through it though, just in case you don't know much about this, a little trick. This is your location based. Obviously, if we're doing Columbus, let's go ahead and stick with our Columbus, Ohio, United States. And so there's our 25-mile radius around Columbus, okay? So let's just, for example's sake, say we're using that as our target location. You see this as everyone in this location. You don't want to use this option. What you actually want to do is you actually want to click this down and choose everyone who lives in this location. Okay, that's the option that you want. And the reason that you want to do that is because when you choose everyone in this location, that could just be somebody driving through the area and driving past, and you're going to hit a lot of people that do not live in this area. And again, that feature is not so great and not so accurate either. So a lot of times when you use that, when you use everyone in this location, you're going to get people from all over the place. So be sure to use people who live in this location. That is a necessity. Okay, every time you use it, that's the one you use. People who live in this location. I have never used anything but this. Age demographic, that's up to you. That's your next option where you want to choose it from. You can go all the way down to 18 and all the way up to 65. So depending on what you're selling, you can choose an age. Gender, male or female, that's an option too. And if you are doing, this is a cool place for, I know Spanish leads are a new hot topic, and this is where you would actually fix this. You would see languages there, and you could just type in Spanish like that, and I would do Spanish all, and that would target people who speak Spanish in this area. Okay, so you could see the reach drop significantly. So on the reach, when I don't have Spanish in here in Columbus, that's 340,000, and then when I go Spanish speaking people, all, it drops down to 8,000. So a significant decrease. I don't think there's a high Spanish population here in Columbus, but if you were in California or somewhere else, that definitely could be something that you guys would look into and something you may be interested in. All right, detailed targeting. Here is where we get into the good stuff here, what you guys have been waiting for. Why you guys are on this video is for this one little section right here. So if you click in the detailed targeting area, and we're gonna go ahead and click browse, you're gonna see three main categories pop up: demographic, interests, and behaviors. And here's where you guys can really get down to the nitty-gritty on who exactly these people are that you're trying to target. So for the demographic section, if we drop this down, you have educational level, you have financials, you have life events, parents, relationships, work. You guys can read. Interests are like hobbies, drinks, what they do, what they like to eat, what are they doing in their spare time. Behaviors, this is kind of cool for anniversaries or birth dates or specific device users. Multicultural affinity, that's pretty cool. Political behaviors, that's pretty cool too. And travel. Now, how could you guys actually use this? Because a lot of this stuff is kind of meh when you're trying to find a large group of people. I typically don't like to really hammer home the demographics, the detailed targeting, but there are some that can help you narrow things down a little bit if you know your audience. So for example, if you know that your audience is a lower target demographic, okay, let's just say that's who you're going for. You could use things that they may like, okay? And some things that that may be associated with could potentially be something like fast food, okay? Or it could be a particular store that they might like, or a particular brand that they might like. Like, you guys could type in anything into here and it won't always populate, but sometimes it will. So let's say McDonald's, for example. There it is right there. So 194 million people, okay, like McDonald's. Okay, so that dropped our potential audience down to 39,000 people. So here's before McDonald's, 340,000 people, and then you went McDonald's. Come on now, there we go. And see how much it significantly dropped this, okay? And when you guys are trying to find your audience, when you guys are trying to look for your audience, when you're doing things like this, you're trying to make associations, right? That's what you're trying to do. This is not, you're not gonna win every time. You have to understand that. This McDonald's audience might be fire in Columbus. It might be killer. You might put it up and it might just slay the leads, okay? Because it is exactly who you want, and that particular audience is awesome. And it could be on the flip side too. It may be a terrible audience for you. The thing that you have to do is you have to test these different audiences. When you start going into the detailed targeting stuff and you want to go to that granular level, like you're really starting to get to a more advanced tactical level when you're doing this detailed targeting, and you need to test these audiences because that's the only way that you will know. Some of you may get lucky the first time, but most of you will not. Most of you, the audience may not be good. And you could also do things like, for example, maybe this target demographic is interested in the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, something like that. It's gonna pop up, there it is. US game show, 4 million people. Okay, significantly drop the audience down. Now, that is another point that I want to make. If you guys are doing detailed targeting and you guys want to go to this granular level and test your McDonald's audience versus your Wheel of Fortune audience versus a particular car brand audience, you know, Chrysler or whatever it is you guys decide is your target human being and what they would like. When you go to that level, you have to make sure that your audience size is big enough to target, okay? Because when you start getting when your audience becomes too small, it doesn't matter how good your targeting is, Facebook is gonna charge you a premium for selecting that small of an audience, okay? Facebook likes bigger audiences, minimum 30,000. I don't even like to run ads at 30,000. I like much bigger audiences, but minimum to even think about considering to try is 30,000. That's like you're scraping the bottom. Like really 50, 60 is gonna be much better, okay? So what you would do is if you wanted to test these, you would create a Wheel of Fortune audience, okay? And what you could do at the ad set level, the ad name could be Wheel of Fortune. Like this, Wheel of Fortune, okay? Like that. And then you would go through and create your advertisement, okay? Go through the rest of the steps to create your ad. And now you have an ad set that is called the Wheel of Fortune. And what you could do after that is you could test your next audience. You would create a new ad set and you would put a different audience in there. So that could be our McDonald's audience. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly how to do this right now, but we're going to go out of lead generation because I don't have a privacy policy set up on here and my account will flag, which is not cool for anybody, all right? So let me show you what this actually would look like if you guys wanted to test. Okay, so I have this here. I'm going to go to my McDonald's, or go away. There we go. Audience, there we go. And let's go ahead and go Columbus, Ohio. Okay, that's not going to come up. Ohio. There we go. There's my 25-mile radius. Let's go ahead and go 40 and up. And again, guys, what I'm doing right now is I'm making very general assumptions on who your audience is. You guys will actually need to think about that. And after this, I'm going to show you guys how to get a better insight on your audience. So stick around for the next couple of minutes and I'm going to show you some really cool features inside of Facebook. All right. And this is actually super good tactical advice too. As far as if you guys are actually looking to do this and do it right, this is exactly how you would do it. All right. Okay. So this audience is good. 78,000 people. It's 40 to 65. I'm going to leave all of this stuff. If you're doing lead forms, I like to do just a little side tip. I know it's not what this video is about, but I like to give you guys as much value as I possibly can in every video. You want to select just the news feeds and deselect everything else. Okay. We're using a messenger campaign here, so I have to keep that. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit different, but that's what you do. Bid strategy is super important. I'm going to leave that for another video. Yeah, I'm just going to leave, it's a big video. I'm going to leave it for another one. Right now, I just want to show you how to test this. So let's go test, connect to Messenger. Let's go free stock images. Let's go baseball. And again, guys, I'm trying to be super general here. So please understand that, you will have to approach each one of these areas much more intelligently than I'm just flying through them right now. All right, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and confirm. It's going to take a few seconds. It's going to load. And once this loads, now you have the option you see your campaign level, which is right here. You see your ad set level, which is right here. And then you see your ad level right here. Okay, so now what we can do to make this really, really, really easy to duplicate and test your audience, all you have to do is you see this McDonald's right here. This is what we want to change. We want a different audience that we're selecting, okay? So go ahead and hit duplicate, and that is going to load your duplicate. And let's say that we wanted three different audiences total. So we're going to do 2 copies of that ad set. You're going to duplicate. And the amazing thing is that has just duplicated all of the work you have done. So all of the ads inside of that ad set are there. Everything is copied. So now you see I have 3 ad sets. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. And then here's my one singular ad. But if I look inside this ad set, there's my ad. I still look inside this ad set, there's my ad again. So if you guys created an ad that you like and you duplicate from the ad set, you can now test these audiences against each other and not have to recreate your ad. And guess how easy it is? Like if we look at this McDonald's here, we can hit edit here. And let's say we want this, the Wheel of Fortune. Go away. There we go. Let's say this is the Wheel of Fortune. Like that. And we're going to go down to our audience, which is now McDonald's. We're going to change it to, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off for now, just so it doesn't actually publish, which would be bad. All right, so let's go to here, and you're going to see our Wheel of Fortune audience. So again, we want to go down to our detailed targeting. We're going to do Wheel of Fortune. And what you guys will notice is everything has stayed the same. Like everything from our previous ad sets has stayed exactly the same. So the ad is still the same, the targeting is still the same, the budget is still the same, the location is still Columbus, 25 miles, our age is still the same, everything is exactly the same. So you guys can go in here and make one edit, change the ad set name so you guys know what audience you're looking at from the outside, so you don't actually have to go into the ad, and you're just gonna go ahead and you can publish that too. And now let's go to our last copy here, and let's say that we wanted to test, where did it go? Let's go here, back to our ad set level, and okay, it's not gonna show up. There it is. So McDonald's, there it is right there. And let's go on down and change that McDonald's and choose our last one. Let's say they want to choose BMW. And you want to check over here. So you see BMW, this is targeting employees of BMW. This is targeting job titles of BMW or employers. Yeah, so people who like the workforce of the actual business. And then interest is going to be people who like the car. Okay, so let's go BMW. So just be careful of that as well. BMW, and we can go up to here, and we go, this is our BMW audience, just like that. Publish, and boom. Now you have created, just like that quickly, you have taken one advertisement, and you have now created 3 different audiences to test it against. So if you guys are running it, that is how you want to work this, okay? You want to run that just like that with all of these audiences, and that's going to give you a good test to test things against each other, as opposed to just trying one audience. And let's say you tried the McDonald's audience and it didn't work, and you're like, screw it, it's not going to work, I'm out, whatever. Then you didn't really give it a fair test. That's the problem, okay? So let's go to Audience Insights. I'm going to show you guys one other cool thing. So again, Audience Insights at the top here. Let's go ahead and click everyone on Facebook. And this is a Facebook freaking gold mine database just sitting right here in your computer. Okay, this is going to tell you everything about the person that you're looking for. And I'm just going to go over this very briefly because there's a lot of information, okay? There's a ton of information. You guys can just go dive into this and play with it, and you guys are gonna understand it, okay? If you really want me to, let me know to go into a deep dive of this, but you guys can handle it, all right? So let's go ahead, and you just go ahead and start selecting these things. On the left column is what you're targeting, and this right area is the information on that population of people, okay? So let's go ahead and go Columbus, Ohio, United States, there we go. So if we go 18 and up, again, you could select age just like before. So this is basically all the age group. If we wanted to go to 44, let's say. Now you can see 57% are women in Columbus from the age of 44 and up. Let's go ahead and make sure this is accurate. There we go. Yep, 57% are women, 43% are men. Okay, and the whole population is 250,000 to 300,000 people in that age range that are on Facebook. Again, this is not actual census data. If somebody's not on Facebook, they're not actually collecting their information, but this is here. Now you can go and take it a step further. You can go to those interests like we were talking about before. If you wanted to see who likes McDonald's, watch this. Click McDonald's. And now you can see their relationship status, their education level. You can see their typical job titles, and you can see their page likes. What types of things do they like? What other things do they like? Location is going to be Columbus, obviously, so we don't really have to worry about that one too much. But this can give you some insight if you think that McDonald's is the target that you want to go with, that you want to test out. You should go into here and type in McDonald's with your target audience here and see if this actually is the person, okay? Is it a person that's married, that is most likely went to college? That's what this is. Look, 37% graduated high school, 57% graduated college. Their job titles, are they typically are they government employees? Are they legal services, administrative, IT, computation, business finance, management, education, libraries? Like this to me seems like a higher demographic of person. You know, even though it was McDonald's and we all thought that, hey, McDonald's is, you know, a lower demographic. If that's the assumption you're making, I'm not making that assumption. I'm using it as an example, okay? But if that was the assumption we were making, we would be able to look at this data and say, well, maybe I'm wrong, okay? And if that tells you that you're wrong, that saves you burning money to test it. Okay, now let's try and see our other audience that we were messing with, the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, there we go. And this can be used for a lot of things, guys, but for you guys, how you would use it, this is probably the best way. Now look at the change here. Woo, big change. That's super important to note between McDonald's and this. 75% women, and look at the age bracket. Woo, 65 and plus, okay? Now we're starting to get somewhere, I think, maybe. Job titles not available, probably because they're older. There's your education levels right there. There's your relationship status. Page likes is going to give you some more insight. What do people who like Wheel of Fortune also like? Well, they also like, this is a family style restaurant page. This is a government official page. This is a journalist page. They like these news personality people. They like these casinos here, Good Day Columbus. And so like looking from this here, these top categories, it doesn't really give you much insight. These are very general types of things. It doesn't really help you much. And we can go down here, page likes. Again, you can click and see what these pages are. That's the next thing is, if you think that, okay, Only in Columbus definitely associates with that, I can click and see what Only in Columbus is about. And again, trying to match up that demographic with this page stuff. But if you look here, 312 people. Audience size is 312 people. So that obviously is not a very good read on the average, on the whole population, okay? If the population of people is 7,000 and you have a characteristic that 300 like, that's not a very good data point to go off of. So again, use all of this with a grain of salt and understand really what you're looking at. And that is going to help you with your detailed targeting. If you guys are going that route, please understand when you're getting that granular, you guys need to test this stuff because it does get kind of crazy when you start using a lot of targets. And you will only find the audience, the best audience, are going to perform for you if you test multiple audiences. And even after you've tested multiple audience and found a hot audience, you need to continue to test because that hot audience may eventually run out. All right, that is it for today. I am done. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I hope you guys have an amazing July 4th weekend. We'll see you guys tomorrow on our next video. If you guys haven't joined the group, now's the time. Besides that, I love you all. We will see you tomorrow.